Good morning, friends. First of all, today we are going to have the German Constitutional Order Court verdict for about $640 billion ESM bailout. Friends, the expectations are that the court ruling would be in favor of the bailout, but some conditions might be attached to that, so that in future, German government is consulted before any such big amount of bailout is announced, and this is going to be out during market hours when the European markets open up, and expectations are quite positive, so that is something that we'll be watching out for. Also, friends, US Fed meeting is going to start for the next 2 days and it will decide basically what kind of liquidity easing can be provided in the current scenario, where some of the data points like employment data etc. are weak, but at the same time the overall GDP is showing quite decent or moderate growth. US markets were marginally positive. European markets were mixed. Some of the major markets were up about 1 to 1.5%, and when we look at the Asian markets today, most of them are up because some of the data points that came in today morning from Japan, the factory order data has been quite positive, so which is what is reflected in the buoyancy in the Asian markets. When we look at the flows, friends, FIs were net biased to the tune of about 423 crore in the cash market, and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of about 366 crore. Also important to note is that the euro has actually gone up to almost 1.2853, and the dollar index has actually gone below 80, and which is what is reflected in most of the asset classes, be it gold, silver, copper, aluminium, zinc, lead. We have seen that smart rally has taken place across these asset classes, and if the German court ruling is favorable and euro gains further strength, you could expect some more spike in all these particularly base industrial metals over the next few days. On that note, let me invite Shaival to take us through important F&O cues and some interesting strategies that we can look at in the market today. Hi, good morning, Shaival. We have seen the market inching up over the past few sessions, though after Friday's spike, the pace of the up move is not that strong, but gradually it's gaining ground and we are moving towards important resistance levels of 54, 50, 54, 80. So what is the F&O data suggesting? Is there a case for a substantial up move from current levels?
See, first of all, we've started the PCR ratio, the current series, the PCR ratio for the current series with 0.90 mark, which was very bad. But gradually we have seen that the PCR ratio has been increasing and it's currently at 1.01. Now, this is one of the good things for the market. We'll see some momentum continuing from here and we would see buying emerging at lower levels. Also, yesterday's rally was backed by volumes, so that is not also a concern, because from previous past couple of trading session we have been seeing that volumes are pretty low, but it has gained momentum and we hope that it would continue on the higher side. And from the strikes perspective front, what we have seen is that 5,500, 5,600 and 5,700 call option has seen a good accumulation in on the open interest front, whereas on the put side 5,400 and 5,300 put option has seen a good activity in open interest. So what we feel, we have seen Nifty futures closing above 5,400 levels. A weekly target was 5,400 on the higher side, but we'll revise this once Nifty spot closes above 5,400 levels. So probably if 5,400 on closing basis is taken off, then the next important level, as you said, would be to watch 5,483, which is the straddle break-even point for the month. If Nifty is able to take off that, then probably on higher side 5,550, 5,600 would be the next target.
Right. Any other interesting ideas that you can share with us?
We have identified two stocks from intraday perspective and one stock on positional basis. Reliance Power is looking good with support of 79 rupees 65 paisa, whereas Punjloid is also looking good with support of 45.80. One can buy Chambal Fertilizer call option of 75 strike with stop loss of 30 paisa and target of 2 to 3 rupees.
Right, Shaival, thanks a lot for the update.
Thank you.
Friends, talking about the important news that are likely to hit the market, first of all, the IIP data is going to be released today, and the expectations are that it would be about 0.5% kind of a growth as against minus 1.8% the previous month. Of late, the impact of the IIP data on the market has been minimal, so market is not going to be focusing too much on this part at this point of time. Talking about the companies in the news, first of all, Dr. Reddy is likely to launch a generic version of a tablet in the US market, and one can go long there with a stop loss of 1692 and a target for about 1778 to 1813. In case of Reliance Infra, the company has transferred about 65% of the stake to a trust, which is not viewed positively in terms of the corporate governance. So one could really short Reliance Infra with a stop loss of about 466 and a target of about 443 to 434. In case of Macleod Russell, because of the fact that the tea production was down almost 4% between Jan to July 2012, and the prices have remained firm, and the likelihood of the prices remaining firm is very high given the drop in the production, one could go long on Macleod Russell with a stop loss of 328 and a target of about 345 to 352. In case of IRB Infra, yesterday there were reports that the government has levied 60 crore service tax liability on the firm, but subsequently the company has given some kind of a clarification that this is not actually going to result into a tax liability for them, and one could go long on IRB Infra with a stop loss of 120.5 and a target of about 127 to 129. Friends, yesterday there was a meeting of the core group of Congress committee, and where the fuel hike was discussed, but at the moment they have decided against any price hike either in petrol or diesel, which is definitely negative for the oil marketing companies, because we've seen that the crude price has actually gone up to almost $115 odd. So one can short BPCL, HPCL both with the stop loss and targets mentioned here. And in case of coal block, the interministerial group is going to decide the fate of the 29 blocks, and they're also going to give some kind of a hearing to the private companies, and where the notices were issued earlier. So those companies like Jindal Steel and Power, JSW Steel, those are the companies that would remain in action on the back of this development. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a nice trading session. See you tomorrow at the same time.